Hello everyone, welcome to this book review. I'm reviewing the book Panic. Panic is a novel written by Jeff Abbot, as you can see. He is a New York-based novelist. He writes thrillers and action books, so this is obviously a thriller and action book. You can kind of tell by the cover, kind of. I thought it was a horror book. In any case, Panic is a novel that follows the story of a young filmmaker. His name is Evan. He's only in his 20s. He makes documentaries. Now, in the beginning of the book, Evan gets a phone call from his mother telling him to meet her, and when he gets there, something has happened to her. She dies in any case, and Evan realizes after some other things happen, which I won't explain because they're quite long, that his parents are not actually who he thinks they are. Therefore, he's not the person he thought he was. But that's not all the book is about, really. Now, Evan's followed. Loads of things happen, loads of different plot twists. The story has some potential. However, the way it handles itself is a bit clunky. All you really know about Evan, the main character, you're meant to sympathize with, is that he's really rich, that he's a very good documentary filmmaker, obviously that he has a career. He's even won Academy Awards, for God's sake. Well, not won, excuse me. He's been nominated to Academy Awards. Obviously, there's a side plot where he kind of has a girlfriend who is a young, beautiful spy seeking revenge from the antagonist. But again, you don't really get to know much about him. The only thing you really know about him is that he's confused, which is fair enough, but it doesn't really work. The whole pitch to make Evan seem like a normal person that the reader can sympathize with. The reader also, another example of it being clunky is that the reader is told that the main antagonist, Des and Jargo, that they are evil. We don't need to be told this. We already know they're evil. Des kills people for fun, convenience. He makes comments putting people down. Jargo's evilness, so to speak, is a more calculated, colder type of evilness, but it's still there, and you can tell through his actions and his speech and his use of language. So it feels like the author knew what he was doing, and yet he's talking down to the audience. He's trying to spell it all out. It's unnecessary. It takes parts of the book which could have been really interesting and drags them out. Okay. Now, for an action or thriller book, there's a lot of talking. Half the pages are dialogue. Don't know if you can see that, but that's all dialogue. Alright? Well, most of it is dialogue. In any case, the dialogue isn't even that good. The dialogue is administration and logistics. If I want administration and logistics, I would go to an office. For half the dialogue, because of the pace of the book, a million things happening all at the same time, people finding out things from here and there. It feels more like a soap opera than an action film. And to be honest, it's a soap opera in which there are spies, in which anybody hardly cares about what's happening at all, because you don't care about the characters. The questions which are presented from the beginning, how and why, are answered at the end. Sorry, I'm saying hi to my friends. Answered at the end, but then it just leaves you feeling like, oh really, I spent all that time reading that for this, really? So it's a bit crap. However, I will mention that it is easy reading, and I have reread it a few times. This book is the perfect accessory for you to buy at the airport if you are struggling, or put it in your bathroom when you're really bored. Okay, I give this book 2 stars out of 5. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!